Welcome back. Puma Pants is being cat donut, very calm and peaceful. Slight tail wiggle. We shall see. Anyway, it's great to see you. Hope you had a delightful visit to the infinite and brought back lots of it along with you. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about what I think, for me personally, and you can tell me what you think, of all the precious things that I'm grateful for in this existence. And there are many. One is sitting on my lap. There's so many. I think all of us, we could make a gratitude list that just overflows. But of all the precious things that I have, I think the most precious thing is my capacity for prayer. In other words, if I were to lose it all, the one thing I'd want to make sure that I would keep would be my ability to pray, because prayer is at the center of my life. It's my ability to make conscious contact. It's my ability to focus. It's my ability to engage and participate in the creative realm of existence. It's my reaching out. It's my calm. It's my strength. It's my soothing. It's my healing. It's my joy. It's my expression. It's just, yeah, prayer is the all in all for me. Prayer and meditation, to me, they're an admix of this asking and listening to the universe. Now, there are a lot of people on this planet that would find what I just said to be absurd. They would say that that's, of all the gifts that you have, to think that that's the number one is foolish or small minded. Be that as it may. But one of the reasons I was prayer is a relatively newer development in my life. I remember when I was a kid, there weren't that many channels on TV, but occasionally I'd be flipping channels. And I don't mean to denigrate or to criticize. This was just my truth. Occasionally I'd come across a TV minister, and he would be praying, and he would be looking like he was dying. Looked like his face would be melting and tears would be running off of his face, and there seemed to be an incredible amount of painful effort going on inside of this person, as if he was having a exceedingly painful bowel movement and was trying to squeeze out some sort of plaintive uh, appeal, and trying to force something to happen. And my young mind back then just said, I really want nothing to do with that. And now, paradoxically, this many years later, I have so many favorite spiritual teachers from all different aspects. But one of my very, very, very favorite spiritual teachers for me is a Southern evangelist who teaches in front of a giant church and has rather large hair, but he's he's so damn cheerful and optimistic, and his message is always so clean and light and loving. And I love the way that he prays, and I love the way that he talks about and that he teaches prayer. And if and he also very much reflects what another great spiritual teacher that I really love, Emmett Fox, says about prayer, which is, and here's a great key, in my opinion, is to pray with a feather. He has a whole essay called Pray with a Feather. And for me, that's always an interesting reminder, because oftentimes in prayer, I'll find myself really trying to force the issue. I'll I'll try to convince God of, I'll try to convince the universe to make an individual change for me on my behalf. I'll try to use logic or flowery language or length of prayer or painful expression on my face to force something. And if anything, these two great teachers, of which there are many, when they talk to me about prayer, they always remind me to pray with a feather. That oftentimes in prayer, what I'm really looking for is a recollection, is to remind myself of the truth of things. Because oftentimes my prayers are kind of, in my program, they talk about 911 prayers. God, get me out of this. God, I promise I'll never do this again if you'll just get me out of it this one time. And then, of course, I do it over and over again. 911 prayers. You can always dial 911. If you keep doing that too often, God will just put you on voicemail and we'll get back to you much later, but we'll get back to you. But anyway, I digress. And so it's always important for me to remember that when I'm praying, oftentimes it's because I'm viewing or observing or I'm experiencing an inharmony in my life. A problem has arisen, a difficulty. There's a dilemma. There's a situation, and so I don't like that. And so I want to convince or force or cajole or make sure God hears me. Or it's a courtroom, and I want to be Clarence Darrow and make the most convincing case. And then I just remember what I'm really looking to do is to recollect and recall the truth. And of course, the truth underlying all dilemma, all problem, all situation, all inharmony is that the inharmony or the situation is a temporary, superficial fluctuation of reality, under which is, of course, a perfect, brilliant, harmonious, synchronous, pristine perfection. And it's, I'm going through a problem and I go outside at night and I look up and I see the Milky Way, and it's like the Milky Way is not concerned with my problem. There's no difficulty. So perhaps we all might consider, this is always for consideration only, but feel when we're praying with something more than a feather, like when we're praying with a hammer or to convince, or if I try hard enough, or if I arrange the words just right, God will hear it, or I need to say it more, or what am I missing? So a great spiritual master said, pray like a child, pray with simple childlike innocence. God, remind me of the truth of this situation and bring me up and out of it. Or God, please help me. Or just God does the trick. Anyway, hope you found it interesting. Let me know what you think about it. And tomorrow we'll visit and we'll chat about a provocative, spicy week of conversation. I pray you have a beautiful day.